Travel along, Catholic pilgrims, as we learn from St. Augustine, Doctor of the Church, while we read his book, Confessions. Welcome, Catholic pilgrims. If there is any chapter to take and use as a litmus test for the health of our culture, this is the chapter. I'm anxious to get into it, so let's open to Book 10, Chapter 23 on page 229. We cannot therefore be certain that all men desire true happiness, because there are some who do not look for joy in you. And since to rejoice in you is the only true happiness, we must conclude that they do not desire true happiness. It may be that all men do desire to be happy, but because the impulses of nature and the impulses of the spirit are at war with one another, so that they cannot do all that their will approves, they fall back upon what they are able to do and find contentment in this way. For their will to do what they cannot do is not strong enough to enable them to do it. If I ask them whether they prefer truth or falsehood as the foundation of their joy, they all reply that they would choose truth. And they say this as unhesitatingly as they say that they wish to be happy. True happiness is to rejoice in the truth. For to rejoice in the truth is to rejoice in you, O God, who are the truth. You, my God, my true light, to whom I look for salvation. This is the happiness that all desire. All desire this, the only true state of happiness. All desire to rejoice in truth. I have known many men who wished to deceive, but none who wished to be deceived. Where did they learn the meaning of happiness unless it were where they learned the meaning of truth? For they love truth, since they do not like to be deceived. And when they love happiness, which is the same as to rejoice in truth, they must love truth also. But they cannot love it unless they have some knowledge of it in their memory. Why then do they not take joy in it? Why are they not happy? It is because they attend far more closely to other things whose power to make them unhappy is greater than the power of their dim memory of truth to make them happy. There is still a faint glow of light in man. Let him walk on, for fear that darkness may engulf him. But why does truth engender hatred? Why does your servant meet with hostility when he preaches the truth, although men love happiness, which is simply the enjoyment of truth? It can only be that man's love of truth is such that when he loves something which is not the truth, he pretends to himself that what he loves is the truth. And because he hates to be proved wrong, he will not allow himself to be convinced that he is deceiving himself. So he hates the real truth for the sake of what he takes to his heart in its place. Men love the truth when it bathes them in its light. They hate it when it proves them wrong. Because they hate to be deceived themselves, but are glad if they can deceive others, they love the truth when it is revealed to them, but hate it when it reveals that they are wrong. They reap their just reward, for those who do not wish to stand condemned by the truth find themselves unmasked against their will, and also find that truth is denied to them. This is precisely the behavior of the human mind. In its blind inertia, in its abject shame, it loves to lie concealed. Yet it wishes that nothing should be concealed from it. Its reward is just the opposite of its desire, for it cannot conceal itself from the truth. But truth remains hidden from it. Yet even in this wretched state, it would still rather find joy in truth than in falsehood. One day, then, it shall be happy if it learns to ignore all that distracts it and to rejoice in truth, the sole truth by which all else is true. St. Augustine writes, "Men love the truth when it is revealed to them, but hate it when it reveals that they were wrong." Yes, 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 100%. Yes, this is true. If you don't know something, let's say that you don't know much about Jupiter, and so you start to study it, you will have zero problem having the truth revealed to you about Jupiter. But if from birth you had been taught something, and then later in life somebody tells you that you're wrong in that belief and tries to show you how you are wrong, you will have a very, very hard time admitting that you are wrong. Usually, this centers around moral things. The other day, I watched a woman debate a college biology student on abortion. It was one of those sidewalk talks, where somebody sets up a table and people come up and talk about whatever topic it is that's on the signs. And this was a pro-life table. The biology student claimed that the fetus wasn't a human. They always use fetus like it means something other than human offspring. And just everybody loves Latin when they're talking about abortion. The word fetus doesn't mean some other creature that's different from a human. It's just a stage of development for a human. Anyway, the pro-life woman said to the college student, "If it's not a human, then what is it?" To which the college student said, "I don't know." "Oh, you don't know? Really? Then what could it be?" asked the pro-life woman. And the college girl said, "I don't know. A dolphin?" Now, I know, and she knows that she's playing dumb because deep down she knows that it's a human baby. But in order to keep to her false belief that the baby isn't a human so that she feels safe advocating for its murder in the womb, she ends up making herself look like the dumbest person on the planet. Even a 2-year-old knows that in a mommy's womb, if she's pregnant, resides a human baby. Little kids don't even ask if it could possibly be anything else. Yet this college biology student, who has been fed lies and brainwashed, can't admit that she's wrong. She's so wedded to this falsehood that she is willing to risk looking like an absolute ignoramus just so that she doesn't have to say it's a human baby. And the worst part to me is that she 1000% knows it's a human, and still she pretends like it could be something else. No one on earth legitimately has ever actually wondered about a pregnant woman and said, "Well, I don't know. I mean, what's she going to give birth to? A dog? A whale? Maybe a lizard?" Yeah, no. Nobody has ever wondered that. And it's not like during the birthing of the child that it was a dog and then becomes a human in the birth canal, or some other creature, and then when it comes through the birth canal, it magically turns into a human. Yeah, that never has happened, ever. And the reason why we know this is because we have ultrasounds. And the reason why we also know this is because, duh. We have to be willing to admit when we are wrong to be people of integrity. It is okay to admit it. Like I said in a previous episode, you won't die, you won't disintegrate, you won't be zapped by a bolt of lightning. You'll just be humbled, and that's okay. We all have to be humbled at some point. That is all for today, Catholic Pilgrims. Believers of truth, seek it always. And until next time, live the faith boldly and travel well.